Good morning, students. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I hope that you all are happy and well during the, as you all know, the crisis which is going on that spread rapidly from the whole world at the global level. Okay, so let's discuss. As I told you earlier, again and again, that to use this time for the beneficial and the most good things to achieve better things, to gain new knowledge, to acquire new abilities, to enhance your knowledge, to grasp new concepts, to do productive activities, to improve your creative skills. Okay, so just be happy, be safe, be healthy during this time. Okay, so last time in the last video of class 10 syllabus we had discussed about the chapter that is known as the nationalism in India. Okay, as you all know, let's take a recap of the in just 5 or 6 minutes of the chapter which we had discussed earlier. In the last chapter, we had discussed about the rise of nationalism in India. Okay, if we talk about the concept nationalism, then we can say that nationalism is a concept which is emerged from a word named nation. Nation is a word which say that all the peoples who are living in a particular territory and who are bound together by a common history, common culture, common language. So that is known as what? That is known as a nation, and the love for that country is known as the rise of nationalism or particular nationalism. Okay, so in the last video we also discussed about the causes of the Indian Revolution, the causes of the Indian rise of nationalism. There were many causes which I discussed, which I told you that the formation of Indian National Congress, the coming of Gandhi in India in 1915. Okay, the introduction of the railway, the introduction of the newspapers magazine in India, in which the Indians read all the articles and the editorials of the different political leaders or the moderate leaders, due to which they gain more knowledge, more concepts about the more knowledge about the ongoing activities which are carried out in India at that time during the time of British. Okay, and also basically we had discussed about the last causes, that we have a common exploitation by the British, means all the sections of India, all the sections of Indian society, like farmers, peasants, business class, or farmers, peasant, landlord, business class, all the segments of the society get equal exploitation by the Britishers. Okay, so that's why we stood up and protesting against the British government by taking new leadership role and by the guidance of our father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, and all the other Congress leaders. Okay, so I also discussed about the three movements started by Gandhiji in 1917, 1918 and 1918, which were respectively called as uh, the Champaran movement. After that, we had discussed about the Kheda movement and Ahmedabad Cotton Mill Workers movement, in which we had discussed that Gandhiji first introduced the Satyagraha movement in India by these three regional movements. And basically, these regional movements are only limited or confined or bound to only a particular region, only a particular geographical area. Okay, basically, the first nationalistic struggle launched by Gandhiji, the first movement launched by Gandhiji on national level, that was non-cooperation movement in 1921. Okay, so basically before that we had also discussed two or three topics which is left in the this chapter, which is left in the this topic. That is, the first topic is that we had discussed that Gandhiji launched the three particular geographical or three particular regional movements in Bihar and Gujarat. Okay, so after that, the recognition of Gandhiji was also increasing day by day. The Gandhiji was become famous in all over the India, and he became a powerful force in guiding against the British government. All the peoples are collectively, all the leaders of the Congress are working together under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi. Okay, so basically after that, as you all know, that in 1918 the First World War was ended, and after the First World War the British promised the Indians that they get independent. Okay, but they could not fulfill their promise, so that's why Gandhiji started protesting against the British government. All the major activities were going on at that time. basically at that time the revolutionary activities was also carried out by the revolutionary leaders like Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad, and all the other revolutionary leaders. So basically at that time their activities was increasing day by day. So that's why to control that activities, British government has to pass a law that is known as the Rowlatt Act. Okay, basically to control the activities, to control the revolutionary activities of the Indian revolutionary leaders, British government had passed a law that was known as the Rowlatt Act. Okay, Rowlatt Act was the act which is passed on the recommendation of the Sedition Committee. Okay, Rowlatt Act is named by his chairman Sir Sidney Rowlatt. The name of the Sir Sidney Rowlatt got the name of Rowlatt Act. Okay, Sir Sidney Rowlatt made the Rowlatt Act by his name, and after that, in this law, the British government got the right to imprison or to arrest any person without informing or without follow a proper trial. Okay, basically. The British government got the right by the Rowlatt Act. The British government had got the right to arrest any person just based on suspicion for 2 years, and at that time of 2 years, the detainee has not the right to uh, prove her innocence. Okay, basically he has not the right to take a lawyer with the advice of the lawyer. He don't have the right to start the procedure of the trial in the court. Okay, so basically in the Rowlatt Act में क्या था कि ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट किसी को भी 2 साल के लिए आपका केवल शक के आधार पर उठा सकती थी, जेल में बंद कर सकती थी. उसके पास ना अपील, ना वकील, ना दलील का कोई अधिकार नहीं था. ना तो अपना लॉयर रख सकता था और ना ही वो अपना केस चला सकता था कोर्ट में. सो दैट्स व्हाई इट इज ऑल्सो नोन एज अ ब्लैक बिल. ओके, इस लॉ को कहा जाता है ब्लैक बिल. बेसिकली Rowlatt Act is also known as black bill or black law because it was passed by the British government to control the revolutionary activities, to control the nationalist activities in India. Okay, after that, due to the repressive activities of the Britishers, the Indian leaders started motivating or guiding the people to protest against the Rowlatt Act. So in many parts or many areas of India, the different leaders protest against different ways or different strategies. They protest against the British government against the Rowlatt Act. There were 2 leaders in Punjab. Basically, Gandhiji organized a nationwide hartal on 6th of April 1919. At that time, Gandhiji was arrested, and after that, in Punjab, there were 2 main leaders who organized an assembly to protest against the Rowlatt Act. That leader's name was Dr. Satyapal and Dr. Saifuddin Kuchlu. Okay, Dr. Satyapal and Dr. Saifuddin Kuchlu were the 2 leaders which protest against the British government and against the Rowlatt Act in Punjab. Okay, and these 2 leaders were arrested by the British government in 1919. And after that, an assembly was organized by the peoples of Punjab at Amritsar. Okay, there were many peoples were gathered at that time. There were more than 1,000 peoples were gathered during the assembly, and they have certain demands to release the political prisoners or to release their political leaders, Dr. Satyapal, Dr. Saifuddin Kuchlu, and there were certain demand that abolish the Rowlatt law. Okay, so they have certain demands to accepted by the British government, but on the contrasting thing that was the governor of Punjab, name was General Dyer, came with their force and guns and their soldiers with tanks. Okay, they came and stand on the gate of the Jallianwala Bagh, and without giving the warning, they gave the order to their soldiers to open fire on the crowd. Okay, the soldiers opened fire on the crowds, and nearly 1000 to 100, 1500 people were killed at that event, and that massacre is known as the Jallianwala Bagh massacre or Jallianwala Bagh incident, which occurred on 13th of April 1919, which is a very black day in the history of India, because at that time this act was criticized by all the leaders of India and all the people who were also liberal towards the British, okay, like Rabindranath Tagore, okay, like Mahatma Gandhi, like Siddharth Shankar, okay, like so many peoples were so many peoples were gathered, or were so many peoples were against the this inhuman activity of the British government. Okay, so after that, the Mahatma Gandhi have decided to launch a nationwide movement against the British government. Okay, so they want to start a new movement against the British at the national level. Okay, at that time there was also a movement was initiating by the Khilafat, by the Ali brothers, which is also known as the Khilafat movement. Okay, so let's discuss some details about the Khilafat movement. Khilafat movement was the movement which is launched or which is started by the Ali brothers named Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali, okay, against the Treaty of Sevres, which imposed on the Turkey. Okay, basically, as you all know that in 1914 the First World War was started, and basically there were two groups who were fighting in the First World War. The first group was Axis powers, in which there are four main powers: Britain, France, Russia and America. On the other group there was Austria, Germany and Turkey. Okay, in Turkey there was the Khalifa. Okay, there was a Khalifa, that was the Muslim commander of, which is also called the Muslim Khalifa, which act as the Muslim, the head of the Muslim, all the Muslims of the whole world. Okay, basically the head of the Turkey at that time, the head of the Turkey was the Khalifa. Okay, and Khalifa was the person who were the head of the all the Muslims of the whole world, and the Muslims considered him as their religious teacher. Okay, so when the British imposed a treaty on Turkey, then they raised this issue. Okay, and the Muslim protested against the British government because they violated the principles, and they imposed a treaty on the Khalifa. Okay, so क्योंकि basically क्योंकि जो पूरी दुनिया के मुस्लिम्स थे, the whole Muslims of the whole world considered him as their religious teacher, वो उनको अपना धर्म गुरु मानते थे, और ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट ने गलत एक्ट किया था उनके खिलाफ, उनको उनके इस पोस्ट से हटाने का. सो दैट्स वाई the whole Muslim world was against this act of British, because they considered him as their religious teacher. Okay, so due to that, basically they started their different movements in the different parts of the whole world. So that's why the Ali brothers in India started the movement named as Khilafat movement in 1916 or 17. Okay, so basically Gandhiji Gandhiji met with the Ali brothers and present with a plan to launch a nationwide movement against the Britishers. Okay, the Khilafat brothers met with Gandhi and agreed to start a new movement, which is a nationwide movement against the British government, and they submerged the Khilafat movement with the non-cooperation movement, and Gandhiji started the non-cooperation movement in 1921 to launch against the British government at the national level, and that was the first nationwide movement of Gandhiji. Okay, basically this movement affect the whole India. Okay, this include the rural areas as well as urban areas, and basically this movement was named non-cooperation because Gandhiji thought that basically British are settled in India only British India में तभी तक हैं. British are in India, British are only because of the support of Indians. Okay, British work in India only the support of Indians. If India withdraw their support, if Indians withdraw their support from the British, then they can't control the all India. Okay, so on the basis of that concept, Gandhiji started the name, give the name of that movement, name was non-cooperation. Non-cooperation मतलब असहयोग आंदोलन. असहयोग मतलब they urge all the Indians, they request all the Indians to withdraw their support to the Britishers. Britishers से अपना support वापस ले लें. The students leave their schools, the professors leave their universities, the judge leave their judiciaries, the police leave their police stations, the army leave their uh, post or jobs. Okay, so Gandhiji urged all the Indian leaders to leave their jobs and act against the British government. Okay, so that's why this movement is known as non-cooperation movement. Okay, so Gandhiji started that movement, non-cooperation movement, and this influence all the major parts of India. And in, if we talk about the United Province at that time, United Province, which was in present also known as UP. Okay, in UP it affects a lot because there were many Indian leaders which started the movement in UP, like Baba Ramchandra Sannyasi. Okay, they started and they form an organization called Awadh Kisan Sabha. Okay, and in the Taluka region, they also, the farmers the farmers protest against the landlords. Okay, the landlords protest against the British, and all the business class also protest against the British. Basically, in this movement, all the sections of the society fought against the British to comply with their demands. Like the farmers protest against the British government. Farmers engaged in this movement because they want more rights on their land. Okay, the landlords fought against the British because they have to pay large amount of their wealth to give the taxes of British government. Okay, the business class engaged in this movement. The main reason behind the engagement of the business class in this movement, because they want to get more freedom in business, because they have not the right to produce cotton clothes. Okay, and they are only backed by the Britishers, because all the British owners have the right to produce the cotton clothes, and they don't have the right so much in the area of business. Okay, and they have not the right to export the clothes in all the other countries. British have the right then. Okay, so that's why all the major section of the society have their different demands to engage in the non-cooperation movement. Okay, basically that movement launched in the UP, and it affects the whole UP. Okay, in which Baba Ramchandra Sannyasi, the indentured labor of Fiji, started from an Awadh Kisan Sabha. Okay, they also want to reform the demand. They will also try to complete the demands of the farmers, so the different things. Okay, and this movement was also affect the tribal areas, or the basically the plantation areas. This movement affect the plantation also. Okay, as you all know that in the plantation, British settled the Indians to do work in the plantation of tea and coffee. They force the laborers to settle in that areas, and they don't give them proper wages, and they don't give them proper they did not give them proper salary, proper wages. They don't live in a proper condition. Okay, and they don't have the right to go to their home. Okay, under the Inland Immigration Act of 1859. Okay, so basically there were also one more effect on the tribal population. Okay, the movement in the tribal area, or in the Gudam Hills of Andhra Pradesh, that was initiated by a leader named Alluri Sitaram Raju. Alluri Sitaram Raju started the non-cooperation movement in the Assam, in the Gudam Hills of the Andhra Pradesh. Okay, in that area he started the non-cooperation movement, but in spite of the non-violence, he started the violent movement against the Britishers. Okay, he act against the Britishers by violence. Okay, but soon after the movement, he captured by the British government and executed in 1924. Okay, so basically, if we analyze the non-cooperation movement, we can say that the whole effect of non-cooperation movement was on the rural areas as well as urban areas. Okay, but soon after completing 1 year, the movement became hostile. Okay, basically in 1922, an incident was broke out in the Chora Chori incident, which is also known as Chora Chori incident in Gorakhpur, Gorakhpur in Uttar Pradesh. Basically, a Chora Chori incident was occurred on 5 of February 1922, in which the agitated crowd was burned a police station in which 22 policemen were burnt alive in the station. So that's why, because the movement was turned towards hostile or towards violent to the British government, so that's why, because Gandhiji started the movement to a particular, Gandhiji started non-cooperation movement as a non-violent movement, okay, to act non-violently against the British. But the movement soon emerged to a violent movement, so that's why Gandhiji withdraw the movement in February 1922. Okay, and they were opposed by certain political leaders like Motilal Nehru, like Chittaranjan Das, and so many Congress leaders, because they don't like the move of the Gandhiji to withdraw the non-cooperation movement, and they don't like that move. Okay, so due to that, after that, the whole situation of the Indian nationalism was changed. Okay, so after that, Gandhiji was also arrested by the British government and released on 1924. Okay, and basically some Congress leaders were not happy with the move of the Gandhi, so they formed their different party, which is known as the Swaraj Party. Okay, in 1924, father of Jawaharlal Nehru, called Motilal Nehru, and Dr. Chittaranjan Das formed a Swaraj Party in 1924. They have the opinion that they want to fight against the British in their legislative assemblies. Okay, they have to participate in election, and they have to protest. They had to participate in election, and they would have to participate in election, and they would have to act against the laws of the British government in their legislative assemblies. Means कि डॉक्टर चित्तरंजन दास और डॉक्टर मोतीलाल नेहरू ने एक पार्टी बनाई, जिस पार्टी का नाम था स्वराज पार्टी। वो लोग आपका गांधी जी के मूव से खुश नहीं थे कि उन्होंने अपना फैसला, उन्होंने नॉन कॉपरेशन मूवमेंट को वापस ले लिया था, तो इसी की वजह से उन्होंने क्या किया, एक स्वराज पार्टी बनाई। स्वराज पार्टी का मेन उद्देश्य क्या था, व्हाट वाज द मेन इंटेंशन बिहाइंड द स्वराज पार्टी, दैट वाज कि उनको क्या करना है, ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट से डायरेक्टली नहीं लड़ेंगे, वो लड़ेंगे तो उनकी लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली में इलेक्शन के जरिए जाएंगे और वहां पे उनके कानूनों का विरोध करेंगे। ओके, दे participate in the elections, and they go to the legislative assemblies in the through election, and they have to oppose the laws passed by the British government in legislative assembly. They don't have to fight directly with the British, they have to fight through the legislative assemblies. Okay, so that was the intention behind the Swaraj Party. Okay, after that, I hope that you understand the concept. So I left the next few topics today. So basically, this is a big chapter with comparison to all the other chapters, and you have to better understanding of this chapter. Okay, so I hope that you understand all the concepts and the ideas behind the chapter. Okay, we had completed that chapter in 4 videos, because this chapter is a very big chapter, and I don't want to give you the detailed description of the whole chapter in just one video, so that you can't understand the chapter. Okay, so in small videos we had discussed all the major concepts and major things which is in the chapter. Okay, in the next video we had discussed about the Simon Commission and the Lahore session of Congress. Okay, and the civil disobedience movement. Okay, I hope that you all understand all the concept which I told you. Okay, and just wait for the next video to gain more comprehensive idea of the chapter, and to gain more concepts, and to acquire new things in this chapter. This is a very different and very good chapter. Okay, because in this chapter we have to study about the freedom struggle of India, which must be known by an Indian. As an Indian citizen, we have to know our ancient history, we have to know about our ancient freedom struggle. So that is very good thing, we have to know that. Okay, so just be patient, be careful, be happy, be healthy, Just wait for the next video. Bye, take care.